This is Resolute Resilience. If you find value here, subscribe and join our family. I was speaking with a young woman by the name of Christina, and I asked her if you could change one thing in your life, what would it be? She paused and thought pensively. And then she said that she didn't feel like her life was going right, because she had committed so many wrongs to so many people in the past. Well, Christina, thank you for your candor. And for what it's worth, this story is for you. In a quiet rural town gripped by drought, a weary farmer named Ellis toiled under the merciless sun. His fields had withered and his patience turned to dust. In his bitterness, he'd pushed away neighbors and family, refusing the kindness of townsfolk when his pride refused it. One morning, as he struck his shovel into the hardened earth, he hit something solid. Brushing away the dirt, he uncovered a mirror, its frame weathered but unbroken. When Ellis looked into it, he expected to see his sun-worn face. But instead, he saw something far more unsettling. The faces of those he had wronged. His brother, whom he'd cheated in a deal. His neighbor, whose water he'd stolen. The young farmhand he'd dismissed without pay. Shaken, Ellis dropped the mirror, but it didn't crack. He hurled a stone at it and struck it with his shovel. Nothing. The mirror remained whole, reflecting not his image, but his guilt. That night, the farmer couldn't sleep. Each time he closed his eyes, those faces haunted him, silent, unyielding, waiting. The next morning, he began to make amends. He apologized to his brother, returning the money he'd kept. He helped his neighbor mend a broken irrigation line. One by one, he faced those he had wronged, and with each act of repentance, he felt the parched earth of his soul finally being watered. When Ellis returned to the field days later, the mirror was still there. This time, when he looked into it, he saw his own reflection, tired but peaceful. He lifted the mirror gently, and as it caught the morning sun, it cracked into 1,000 pieces, not from force, but release. That evening, for the first time in years, rain fell softly over his land. Remember this, you can't break the mirror of truth. You can only face what it shows, for denial may hide your reflection, but it can never cleanse your soul. Be resolute, be resilient, be better.